So to go over to your collections area, all you have to do is find your admin panel on the left and then click on where it says collections. And now over here we see all of the collections that we already have, and the only one that we do have is the one that Shopify created as default, which is called front page. If we want to add a collection, we'll go over here into the top right hand corner and click on the button that says add a collection. We'll go over there in a moment. But for now, I want you to just take a look at the front page collection, and you can do that just by clicking on where it says front page. So in here we see everything that has to do with the collection. It's very similar to the product creation page that we were just on earlier. So the first thing that we have is a title for this collection. We can keep it as front page. It's called front page, but it should really be called home page, because every single t-shirt that's going to be in this collection will end up on the home page. Putting a description is really not necessary. It's just so that you personally can actually take a look at the description and help yourself out when you're scrolling through various different collections that you'll have. So let's scroll down to where it says products. Now in the products section, we see that we only have one product that's actually in this collection right now, and it's that shirt that we made earlier, the You Know Nothing Jon Snow white men's crew neck t-shirt. So we can sort these alphabetically by clicking over here by A to Z or Z to A, or we can sort them by best selling, or by price, highest to lowest, lowest to highest, or by date, newest to oldest, oldest to newest. But my favorite, besides best selling, is manual. And with manual, when you have more than one item, more than one t-shirt that's for sale in this collection, you're going to actually be able to grab this and drag it up and down, and then you can manually make one product on top, on the bottom, or somewhere in the middle. If we wanted to add a product, we could also just click on this button over here, and then if we had extra products beyond this one product that we made earlier, we'd be able to sort through the list, pick on the product, and then it would be added to this collection. That's not to say that it would be removed from any other collections. You'd have to go to that other collection and then go to this same spot, which is the products area, and then you'd actually go to this X button and you'd remove it from any collection that it's currently a part of that you don't want it to be a part of anymore. So let's scroll down to the search engine section. Over here, you're basically going to put a page title, a description, and if you'd like, you can change the last end of the URL. And I would suggest that you don't play with any of this stuff. Keep the front page titled front page or home, if anything, but usually with URLs, less is more. So go down to where it says visibility, and over here you have the same option as you did with the product, where you can either make it visible right away or you can leave it hidden. And this is really great if you have holidays like Valentine's Day collections, or if you have other specific types of collections that really just don't make sense to be available all the time. Your products are still going to be available in other collections or elsewhere on the site. So as long as they can still buy your t-shirt, it doesn't really matter that all of your collections are viewed all the time. And sometimes it can be great just for the user, the customer, to come to a site and still see the same products, but just displayed in a different way, like with collections for holidays. You can also set a specific publish date if you'd like. So if this was, for example, for Valentine's Day, then you could make this set for February or maybe late January, and you can come back here and hide it again when it comes time to hide this collection. You can also delete this collection 100% of the way if you just go down to the bottom left-hand corner and click on this option which says delete this collection. So as long as you're not going to delete it and you've filled everything out, make sure that you hit the save button either on the bottom right-hand corner or on the top right-hand corner, and you'll be good to go with this collection. So let's go back to the collections homepage, and I'm going to go ahead and select add a collection so I can walk you through adding a brand new collection from scratch. So once we're in here, let's go ahead and look at the title. Now, with any type of apparel or anything that you're selling online in this type of realm, especially with t-shirts, usually things are split up by sex. So either it's men's collections or women's collections, and then sometimes you'll have junior or children or something like that. So with this title, I'll put men's, and that way I know that the collection is going to be for men's t-shirts. And then I'm not going to put anything in the description. I think the title is self-explanatory. It's male t-shirts. And then so I'll scroll down to the conditions. Now this is a really cool and useful feature. The conditions is basically a way to get products to either manually or automatically added to a collection, and it's all based on these conditions that you can add. So you can say that products must match all conditions or any conditions. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it on all conditions, and then I'm going to have this be the product. You can select any one of these, by the way. You can make it a product type, vendor, tag, price, weight, anything. These are all just the condition that you're choosing. So I would say a product tag, and that is equal to men. So with every single t-shirt, I would be making sure that in the tag I include men or men's t-shirt. So I would put men over here, and now every single product that I add to the Shopify platform, to my store, that has men in the tag is going to automatically be added to this men's collection, which is just super simple, very easy. If I wanted to add another condition, I could add an extra tag, I could add a title, I could add a different vendor, and then I would switch this over from all conditions to any conditions, so that if any one of these conditions were met, it would be added to the men's collection. So let's scroll down a little bit. Now we're back to the search engines again, and my motto at this point is to keep it as it is, because the Shopify actually puts these suggested things in here because they're correct. They're not going to steer you in the wrong direction. Shopify wants you to be successful, no matter if you're selling shirts or if you're selling paper clips. So keep this all the way that it is with my suggestion, or if you do know a little bit about SEO, it is an entire industry on its own, and people pay thousands of dollars for consulting. So don't feel like if you don't understand it, like there's something wrong there. Spend the time if you want to learn about search engine optimization. But here's a little hint: nobody really knows the right answer for SEO, and that's because the search engines always want to make sure that they don't spill the recipe for success. Otherwise, everybody will do the same thing, and then there really won't be any competition. So with all that said, I would keep this exactly the way that it is, unless you really know what you're doing. I would then go down to where it says visibility, and over here it's the same as before. If this collection is something that you want hidden, or if you only want it to be shown at specific times, either make sure that the hidden bubble is filled in, or select the specific publish date by actually clicking over here and then finding that date for you. So with all that said, that's how you actually go through the collections. I'm going to cancel this right here, and so you won't see any additional collection over here. By the way, collections, I always say they should be called categories because that's what they end up being. But that really concludes this part of the collections. You should be good to go at this point.